Hello, welcome. Thanks for inviting me into your living room. My name is Noelle McKenzie, and for all of you who don't know already, I am the founder of Fitness The Way of Life. Today I wanted to talk to you about my journey, okay? How I came to be where I'm at now with my personal training business and what I plan to have in place for the future. I started personal training about 2 years ago, and as I fell into it, not because I dreamt up a career in fitness, but because I was looking for a job that was relatively flexible and allowing me to come and go with my castings and not have a demanding 9 to 5. And personal training allowed just for that. But soon after, once I became certified and I learned the ropes and I developed a base of clientele, I developed lasting relationships with my clients and soon learned to value, not only my own fitness, which I've always taken very seriously because I was an athlete for many years, but I learned to take an added interest in others' fitness and how I can impact their health. And that's how I really started to take off with my personal training. Now, a lot of trainers out there will tell you that training can be dull, long, gruesome hours. Many trainers that work at corporate gyms will be in from 6 in the morning, till 8 p.m., training back-to-back hours of clients. And it can seem very grueling to some. And many people aren't aware that that there's a whole vast of opportunity out there in the fitness world for trainers. It doesn't have to stop, at the corporate gym. Or it doesn't have to stop at training a few clients on your own. There's so much more you can do with that. And so when I first left Bally's, which is where I started my fitness career with training, I started slowly bringing some of my clients out. And I first wanted to focus on, just maintaining that loyalty and continuing to establish that lasting relationship with many of my long-term clients. So once I had done that, I realized that if I wanted my business to thrive, obviously I have to bring in new people. And so I started really thinking about and brainstorming ideas of how to market myself, but in a way that wasn't going to devalue me, right? I didn't want to be on the street corner handing out flyers. I didn't want to be putting up ads on Craigslist, right? And this is when I decided that I really needed to, bite the bullet and create a website, which I had never really thought much of doing in the past. And so I used a couple different, online tools, WordPress, and to be exact, and I started a blog. And through this, I started building up entries, writing about things that interested me, not just in exercise, but in overall health. So everything that ranges from nutrition to what you eat, right, to, how your outside lives, what you do on the weekends, your family life, how all that impacts you as a whole, right? Because it's all interconnected. You cannot focus on one without addressing the others. And from there, I then started, thinking long-term. And I realized that training independently one-on-one clients is something that I love because nothing compares to working with an individual months and months on end and really getting to know that person, not just, on the fitness level, but on a personal level, right? And you share stories and, you get to almost become like a mentor, a counselor to that individual, which is a really gratifying feeling. But in thinking about growing my business, I really saw a huge opportunity in the corporate wellness field, right? In reading up on a book by the author of Ben Greenfield and his fitness plan, I really saw that there is a lack of variety of corporate wellness programs that are on the market as of today. It's something that is talked about, but it hasn't really been brought to the mainstream. There are only a handful of companies, most of which, are Fortune 500 companies who already have a huge, money pool where they can afford to implement a, on-site gym and so forth. But I really wanted to target corporations as a whole and show that even the tiniest of companies can really make this work for them. And the reason being is that when you have a corporate wellness program in place, especially in trying economic times like we are facing today. It really helps to build employee morale. It gives them an added incentive. If they can't have that bonus they were looking forward to, having a wellness program in place enables them to motivate themselves to stay in shape and stay healthy, which so many corporate Americans lack because they spend so much time in the office that they don't make time, or have time for that matter, to really do something for themselves. And that's why we have this growing trend with obesity and other health-related problems that are really on the uprise right now, because we aren't putting ourselves first. We think we are by working, these long hours and moving up the corporate ladder, but really, without your health, there's nothing. And that's something that I really, really want to push for. Not only is, the corporate wellness program really beneficial to the staff in building employee morale, like I said, as well as offering additional incentives on their employee package. But it also is great for the company as a whole because it helps them to, in the long term, lower their insurance premiums, because the idea is that the more people we have working out, the more people we have who are aware of their health needs, which many people are not even aware of how to, prepare a meal that's good for them. I could list many clients and people, that I come in contact on a regular basis who come to me and ask for me to not just tell them, what's good and what's not, but to actually give them a layout of a meal that will be good for them, which is astounding to know that, we live in a country that doesn't even know how to eat healthy, prepare their own healthy meal at home. Right, so by opening up the doors to more Americans to address these health needs and really give them the opportunity to make it happen, we can decrease the overall problem we have with all these health problems that seem to be plaguing our country and giving us a bad rep. So that's really one of the big things that I really want to strive for. Aside from that, I do have other initiatives that I'm pushing for. I recently am launching a newsletter because I really want to spread my target audience. I really want to bring people in that I'm not just working with, right? Family and friends and colleagues and people, in foreign countries who I never will have the opportunity to meet. I want to draw everyone in because fitness is something that unites each and every one of us. Each and every one of us can find a way to relate to it. It's important and it's necessary. So in going along with that, eventually I'm in the process of right now collaborating an online database of exercise videos. So the next step, of course, will be then to launch a subscription plan so that people who I cannot have the pleasure of seeing every day and working with and interacting with in a in-person manner, I can connect with them via the web. And so that when that's launched, I'll be able to provide the same services that I provide my clients here in New York to people who are scattered all over the country and all over the world for that matter. So those are just a couple things that I really am tapping into. I really encourage you all to check back often to visit the site. It's www.fitnessawayoflife.com. And if you click on that, you will see a link to the blog. And the blog we are updating weekly now. So I would encourage you to check back often, join my mailing list if you haven't already, and so that you can automatically receive updates there. And then also check back to our video channel, YouTube channel often, because we will be posting various exercise tips, food tips, recipes that you can have the honor of preparing for yourself and enjoying, like I have, and many other goodies that I happen to come across and wish to share. If you have any questions, if any of you have any interest in an exercise program or any questions about how to better improve any health habits that you currently have, you can always feel free to email us, okay? It's info.fitnessawayoflife@gmail.com, okay? I thank you again for watching, and please stay tuned.